Today I will present you a gem I created a few months ago. It's called Order Cop, and it's to protect you from random UI when things are not always in the same order. It comes from a simple problem. When you develop a feature, you iterate on a collection, and then you display it on your UI. And then your product manager comes to you and say, oh, each time I refresh, the data are in another order. So it's a bug, and you need to rework your feature. And it's a problem because rework takes a lot of time. The developer problem in Ruby on Rails world is that you render a collection with, by example, a cart which has a product. It's basic in Rails, and nobody put an order. Maybe you should have put it in the controller, maybe in the view, maybe in the has many relation, but nobody put it. So how do we don't lose time? In general, we use code analyzer on your desktop laptop and on CI. You have static code analyzer like Rubocop, bundle audit for Rubocop. Standard RB is a default configuration for Rubocop. Like this, everyone has the same configuration, every teams, it's easier. Bundle audit for security, Flake to remove duplicate code, Railsroot, EDV10, and all those tools are static. And you have one tool, which is Bullet, which is dynamic at runtime. It will catch 1 plus n request. I developed Order Cop to be like a Bullet, a tool at runtime, which catch collection rendering without order. You can configure it to raise or log. That is, when you say project.selections.each, it will raise an exception, missing order for each at your view. With early adopter, we got a question that is, do we really need an order for each iteration on a collection? We analyzed several code base, and we saw that 95% of the time, if you're in the view, you need an order. It's logic because in the view you display the list. But 20% of the time, in the controller, you just process data and you don't care about the order. So we added a configuration option to raise only in view. With this option, you can add the gem order cop in your project. You don't configure anything, and it will catch the most important missing order. How does it work? We override iteration method like 2A, each, map on the active record model and active record relations. But we don't override methods which don't care about the order, like sum or count. You don't have to order if you just want to count the items. So in the override method, we detect that we want to iterate because we call each, and we check the attribute order values. In active record, when you say product.order names, it stores in the relation names in the attribute order values. So we check it. If it's empty, we emit the warning, raise or log. If it's present, we call super. So there is not a lot of performance problem. That is only one call and a if to check if there is a problem. Moreover, you don't use this gem in production. You use it in dev and in your CI, in test. To develop this gem, we needed another gem. which is binding of color. You may have saw it in better errors, which is a gem to display errors better. And in the documentation, they tell you add also binding of color to have the stack. Because binding of color is a gem which allow you to iterate over the stack, get a binding at each level, and on this binding method, you can call eval and call some Ruby on any frame of some Ruby code on any frame of your stack. Our usage of this gem is to find and display the top call located in your application route. Maybe when you call render collection selection.products, it's not in this call that you iterate. It's in the rendering code of Rails. So in the stack, when it rails because you don't have an order, you want to go back in the step and find the step in your view. We also use it to whitelist method in stack. Sometimes you say, oh no, this order is not important. You can whitelist the method and it will not raise. And also to check if the stack is in a view, we just check if the sum of the frame in the stack path is in the view path. Another fun usage of binding of color, no, it's not related to order cop. It's that, is by example in a view component, which is a gem to create a view component in Rails. Many people don't like the syntax that is render component new with argument. A lot of developers try to add some syntactic sugar around it, but with many pitfalls like don't supporting namespace or things like that. With binding of color, you can have this syntax, myComponent.render, because render is a class method, and in this class method, you create a new component with the same arg than before. You set local variable in your color stack, and then you eval render your component and the block in your color stack. So it does exactly the same thing as before. You can even add do end block and it works. It's just this because it's a lightning talk. Who am I? I'm the founder of Squadracer. You can have several members like Julien or Sébastien at the end of the meeting. I'm a Ruby on Rails and CTO freelance. At this moment, I'm a deputy CTO at CyberWatch, which is part of Framatome, which is part of EDF, which is a security company. I also already spoke at Paris RB. You can find my other talk on YouTube. Squadracer, it's a Ruby on Rails developer and developer advocate service company. And we are best known for our Twitch. Every day at lunch, we Twitch about different topics. Some are Ruby related, some are just tech related. And you can find the link in the QR code. Thank you. Do you have any questions? No? Okay. Thank you.